All right, guys. Fulu coming to you with another commentary. You know, astaghfirullah, forgive me for this, but I'm still trying to use this phone. I'm still trying to learn how to use this phone. But you know, I'm getting used to it. Now, what I want to talk about is, unfortunately, and I hate to say that this day was gonna come, but I mean, this day is here now, and there's nothing we can really do about it except for pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He weeds out Keisha. But we can say that Keisha culture has officially entered the fold of Islam, okay? And it's entered it in more ways than one, and unfortunately it's entered it internationally. Now, the problem is that, our righteous predecessors have told us not to marry 7 types of women, yet some of us are still doing this and suffering the consequences for it. The first type of woman is one who whines, moans, and complains and ties a band around her head all the time, pretending like she's sick, but she's not really sick. The woman who basically gives you things, does things for you, and then rubs it back in your face what she did for you. Then there's the woman who, wants Pookie and Ray Ray back, or wants one of her exes back because maybe you're not satisfying her in the way that she sees fit, right? Then there's the woman who, has a bad reputation. You know what I mean? There's the woman who basically desires everything in the world. Wants her husband to buy her everything. Birkin bags. Like one Big Shirley said, but she wasn't in the fold of Islam, but one Big Shirley required a honeymoon every year, basically, the woman who spends much of her day enhancing her face, beautifying it as such. What does Keisha do? Fake eyelashes, makeup, pounds of it. And then the last one, which unfortunately these women don't know how to shut up most of the time, is the woman who talks excessively, who does. What's crazy? Like in the last, I will say like in the last 10 years, I haven't met a woman who's quiet like that, who just decides that it's better to just be quiet since I've been in the United States. Now, unfortunately, for one guy, he decided that Keisha culture would enter Islam, and he kind of fortunately facilitated Keisha culture in his scenario. But let's take a look at it.
It's free. Don't tell anybody. It's free.
Again, your first bottle.
And she expressed that when we went through our divorce 7 years ago, it was a very rough time. No matter how much you love somebody and how much you want things to work, nothing can prevent a person from waking up one morning and saying, I'm not in love with you anymore.
So, unfortunately, he was married to a Keisha by all accounts. He was married to a Keisha, right? And he probably put everything on the line for that Keisha, and it was just not good enough. And, she didn't appreciate it. So she said, you know what, hit the road, Jack. Maybe I can do better. And, that's what she did, unfortunately,
I felt like I was a failure. I failed my children. So when I met Shida, it was a gift.
You light me up inside and make me come alive. You hit.
So there's the problem right there, is that why would you marry a woman who has a social media anyway? Or if she does have a social media, why would you marry her and she's showing herself and parading herself like this? And also the fact that she's supposed to be Muslim and she's doing this.
She's 37 years old.
Okay, that's another issue. 37 years old, right? 37 years old doing this. You would think that she would know better. And the fact of the matter is, being Muslim in doing it is even worse.
She's a yoga instructor.
I'm sitting here enjoying this beautiful weather.
And she's from Trinidad and Tobago.
Love you.
Okay, you should have knew ahead of time not to go to Trinidad and Tobago. You should have dodged that bullet a while ago. But I don't know why you decided not to. Because Keisha culture has infiltrated the Caribbean. And he should have known that.
Now, Shida and I had some mutual friends on social media. Out of the blue one day, she got into the DMs and she expressed that she was interested.
You'll always be incredible and beautiful in my eyes.
I thought she was very beautiful, but her name, I was like, it is way too close to my ex-wife's name. Shida and Shahida. Their name is so similar that I actually avoided talking to Shida because of her name initially.
You should have trusted your gut.
But finally, I couldn't resist. One of the things that I absolutely love about Shai is just her drive. She's an entrepreneur. She started her yoga business.
Okay, why would you even deal with the woman who does yoga, okay? Our yoga is our salat. Okay, the only time she should be doing yoga is if she's gonna put it on you when you guys are in the bedroom. That's the only time she should be doing yoga. She shouldn't be showing the world that and making men use their imaginations and unfortunately making men incur sins by looking at it.
She has a will to want more in life.
Oh, wishing you were here with me.
And we were talking and things were vibing well. And then I was like, I have to see you. I have to see you in person. And that's when I made plans to visit her.
Not only did he go visit her, but instead of saying, man, you better come and see me, he took the bait, unfortunately.
The one and only. Seeing her, it was really great. She's very shy when she doesn't know you. Sometimes an uncomfortable shyness. Stop being
Okay, where's your mahram mat? That's what I want to know. Where's the mahram mat?
shy. Stop being shy. But the beauty of her
She's not that shy as she's doing those yoga pictures and posting selfies all day on IG.
is as she starts to be around you much more than she starts to
Is that alcohol?
open up. I spent 7 days in Trinidad, so we only spent actually 7 days together physically before we decided that, okay, this is official. I always kind of had like in the back of my mind an idea perhaps that, hey, if she's what I think she is, I'm going to bring a ring just in case.
Okay, bro, I know you want companionship and stuff like that, but this ain't the way to do it, bro. Seriously.
And just in case did come to pass.
I know this is kind of like maybe scripted, but still, bro, it's not a good look for male traditional Muslims.
She said yes, and we applied for the K-1 visa so that we can start our lives here in America as soon as possible.
I'll be coming to Kansas City, Missouri. Spend the rest of my life with you.
A couple of months after I visited Trinidad and Tobago, COVID-19 took over the world. So I have not physically seen Shida close close to 2 years now.
Okay. There was a reason for that, and you should have really kept that reason. Now let's look at this. Let's look at this interaction right here.
I am Butch Loxon. I'm a Los Angeles-based artist. I'm inspired by the Day of the Dead culture.
I'm not going to force you to obviously go to Juma. I realize that that's not something that you typically do.
No.
However, I would love for you to do. But also, you know, in our religion, it is an obligation compulsory for men, women, children
Not
to
women.
learn your
Not
religion.
women.
You don't know what I was about to say.
Okay.
See? So what I'm saying is it is compulsory for us, men and women, to learn our religion, right?
Yeah. Can I ask you something really quick?
Yeah.
Why every time we have a discussion, you give me a lecture?
Do you feel like it's a lecture?
All the time.
Okay.
You do 24/7.
Interesting.
Yeah.
When Bilal goes into lecturing mode, he puts on the lecturing voice and he changes and he explains and he speaks slow and very articulate.
So is that a problem? Is that a problem? That he's doing this?
Feel to respond and say, yes, daddy, no, daddy, okay, daddy.
I'm going to tell you something about Islam, man. There was one scholar by the name of Abdullahi ibn Fujay, rahmatullah alayh. He said that your wife should respect you, but also fear you a little bit, not in the sense that you're going to physically harm her or verbally abuse her or anything like that, but she should know, like, what time it is where, like, if she does get, like, testy and things like that, that she knows all it takes is for you to be, like, utter those words, like, maybe even threaten her with, like, getting a second wife, and she would straighten up. Not in any kind of violent way or anything like that, you know what I mean, like that a lot of these, the hyenas would think. Because, you know, hyenas like to say, see, told you, girl. Look at how brutal and violent she is.
What I've said today is that I'm not going Juma, full stop.
And if I said, like, I don't feel like taking a shower for the next 3 days, you know, you ain't gonna smell of this beautiful aroma. Smell pretty good, don't I?
I think your hand is on my pen.
Why do you have pins on the couch?
Because I stick pins sometimes when I take off my hijab and I forget to put it back. Is that a problem?
Yeah, that's a problem. Do you know how, first of all, how expensive this couch is?
Is it an air couch? Is it going to deflate if I put pins on it?
Do you know how expensive
gonna
this
mash
couch
up?
is? Yeah, it could mash up.
With one
mash up
or
my
two
bank
pins?
account.
Come on, baby, being ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not being ridiculous.
So that's what I'm saying, bro. You've worked your way up so much. Why would you put yourself through this, okay? Seriously. You've worked your way up. Why would you go get a Keisha from a third world?
Why would you?
Welcome to having a hijabi wife.
Who does that?
This is something we do. We keep pins on the cushions.
I want Shida to feel like this is her home.
She's already trying to mark her territory and step over him.
She's the queen of the home.
Don't do that. That's what the first mistake you're making.
There's also a fine line where when I see things that are left everywhere, like the little pins that you have that you keep in your scarf, like, don't leave it in the couch. Don't leave it on the floor. I done stepped on it like 17 million times. Just kind of put it away.
Ever since I came here, I've been doing everything that you want me to do. But today I felt like, switch it up.
I just know that, you want to meet people and talk to people.
Thank you for this, babe, but
and all those different things.
I'm
too.
not coming.
The number one reason that I became attracted to her was because of her faith and her regards for Islam.
Well, that wasn't there in the first place. That wasn't there in the first place. If it was there, she wouldn't be doing half of the stuff she does on IG. I don't know why you thought that.
For Muslims, our religion is the most important part of our marriage, without a doubt.
I'm not coming, okay? Is that okay?
It sounds like that's, you kind of like headstrong. That's what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she doesn't necessarily have to go to Juma, but I mean, maybe perhaps she could meet someone, you know? But let's look at the former Keisha he was married to and see, like, how she is.
Studio.
I do feel a type of way in regards to Bilal not setting up a meeting with us early on when she first came. I think that that's very important because she needs to understand where I fit at in the dynamics of everything.
Woman, all you are is his ex-wife. He's moved on already. The problem with Keisha, this is the thing about Keisha that you have to understand. And Karen, too. When Keisha or Karen decide to divorce you, decide to leave you, right? They don't want to see you happy at all. So this becomes a problem. This becomes an issue. And although they're not with you, they still don't want to see you happy.
So I know that there has been some talk in regards to a prenup agreement.
Yeah.
And it may not be my place to speak on it, but I'm coming from a place of protecting my kids' assets and the generational wealth, that he has. I have to know that, you're not here for just
generational wealth. So what can be said is that she pretty much was in it for the money all along. The kids were the trump cards in order for her to secure his assets and resources, basically. If her intention was to marry him for the right reasons, they would have worked things out, but it wasn't.
just what he has.
Well, I have a life in Trinidad. I'm very known in my community. I had my own yoga studio. Just Google me, you'll see a lot of things that come up, what's in newspapers. So me trying to get what he has nothing to do with that. But I understand you have concerns from a mother protecting your children.
Yeah, I do. Because I don't know how well you know Bilal or how long you've known him, but I know it isn't 10 years or 15 years of putting in, the work that you see that.
Yeah, I bet you the work was hell to try to please her.
He has produced. And so, the kids have been here. I have been here. So I'm coming from that point of view where he needs to protect himself and for the children's sake.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a conversation Bill and I definitely need to have. And I think we haven't reached an agreement when it comes to that.
Okay.
You see how condescending she is?
I think
Don't let the religion fool you. What they do is they master Keisha behaviors in the religion, but it'll come out from time to time like it is with this clip.
ruffled her feathers a little bit, but I didn't come here to play games today. It was about...
You see how masculine she is? And they're wondering why, like, guys, like, especially Muslim men, black Muslim men. I know a brother who got married in Kuwait. I know a brother who went to Morocco and got married. I know somehow, I don't know how he locked it down, but I know even a brother who married a Palestinian woman. I know a brother who married I want to say he married an Algerian woman. So when we look at this dynamic, and it's happening in the Muslim community, that more Muslim, black American Muslim men are not marrying Keisha, that should tell you what time it is right now with them. That should tell you what time it is right now with them in all walks of life, be it the Pookie and Ray Ray Keisha, be it the Muslima Keisha, be it the Christian Keisha, be it all types of Keishas.
letting her know that I stand for my kids. So this was not a fun and games day for me. This is a conversation that we need to have.
Are you good?
I mean, it is what it is, I guess, at this point. But I am just praying for everything just to go right for the whole situation.
I feel completely caught off guard. Like, where this hostility come from?
Now, here's the thing, too, you have to understand. Although she is a Keisha, the new wife is a Keisha, Caribbean Keisha, the other wife is kind of bothered that, the former wife is kind of bothered that he explored his options and that he kind of one-upped her by getting a woman that he probably thought he couldn't get. You know what I mean? Something that took her off guard. That is like, oh, shoot, he got someone from overseas. You know what I mean? Like, that takes her off guard, basically. You know what I mean?
I think it took her by surprise to see a new woman in Bilal's home who is now becoming the woman of the household. I realized that this prenup is big business, but sweetheart, you are lecturing the wrong person.
So I say this because, you know, it's better to... Here's the thing. Here, I mean, I can go into it a lot. I'm not going to go into it, but I want to say one thing. Dealing with... Here's the thing. Here's the thing, and there's a lot of things. There's one about having kids, you know, her wanting to have kids with him. 37 years old woman, your clock is pretty much clicking. Has already been ticking. You know, I don't know why they're kissing and they're not married yet. I don't know what that's about. But Bilal has been hiding his wealth from Shahida. There's a lot of things about this. But what I want to say is this about hiding your wealth. Someone told me this. Another scholar told me this. May Allah have mercy on him. He basically told me that you should never reveal how much money you have to your wife, as long as you're taking care of her and taking care of her well and taking care of your household well. Because if you admit that you don't have money, then they're going to disrespect you and ridicule you pretty much. And if you admit that you have plenty bags, they'll never be satisfied. You know, that's why you should conceal your wealth, basically. But I'm just showing you this to let you know that this is gonna happen more, unfortunately. So me personally, like me personally, I would not even go near a Beledro woman who converted to Islam, a Keisha who converted to Islam. But at the same token, I wouldn't even go near a Karen who converted to Islam either. Don't get it twisted. It's an equal playing field for me. Keisha and Karen are off limits. And the westernized Maria is too, who maybe embraces Islam. Because they all roll in a pack from time to time. So this is hard to shake. When they enter the fold of Islam, those things are hard to shake. Those combativeness, masculinity, them being super masculine, them being combative. That's hard to shake. So why not get a one who's already in the faith, sound of the faith, knows what she needs to do, didn't ride the rooster carousel, you know what I mean? Didn't get spun up by Pookie, Ray, Chad, Miguel, you know what I mean? Why not get that instead? Now, granted, we all make mistakes, but the mistakes that they have made, unfortunately, affect marriages, affect livelihoods, and you don't need that, man. Well, anyhow, may Allah help us, and may Allah keep Keisha culture from spreading even more so in the deen. And that's all I got for now. Foolish signing out. Unjarama.